I'm Diego from De Oro Music, and welcome to another video. Today we have a look at some tangos in B Phyrgian. And we start out just with some basic right hand arpeggios and some contrapuntal lines on the guitar. Now this opening idea, it's just a basic arpeggio, P and A together, followed by M and I down. Something of interest compositionally that's used here is the idea of contrapuntal motion instead of chordal harmony, tonic dominant type. We see this, we've got our B, in this case it's actually just a B5 chord, B power chord. And here we have these other chords that are produced as a product of contrary motion. Our bass line is going down, and we have our melody line going up when it ascends. When the bass goes down, the melody goes up, and we end up with these really interesting chords. You don't need to be able to explain those theoretically because this would be a little tricky to explain. But if you think of it in your own composing as tension and release, then you can start to think outside of the theory textbooks and get something interesting. When I wrote this, I had a lot of Camarón and Paco in my ear, and it does remind me of something that they did, although I can't remember what. So if you know, put it in the comments. Something probably from mid-70s, I'm thinking, with Camarón and Paco. But anyways, it's a great way to introduce chords that are really outside. Like you can take some really questionable chords. Somebody might listen to this and think, well, what do I do with that? But really, it's all in the resolution. There's the tension, and then the resolution. So the beauty is really in that tension. And it's just the idea of resolving by step, semitone or whole tone, up or down, and holding common tones. And then you can get away with a lot more and really start to think outside. You don't need to be able to... This would be very hard to explain, this chord, because we've got an E, an F sharp, and a G, as well as a C and a B, spread by the octave. But really, it's this, plus a B and a C next to each other. So hard to explain, hard to justify until you hear the resolution. So start to use those types of things in your composing, and it'll introduce you to some new sounds and some new ideas, and just go with them. Use your ear, tension, resolution, it's all good. Continuing on with our B Phrygian, we have our B again here, new voicing, just arpeggiated. Some slurs and picado. Now here, accent on this, and there as well. So bit of a stretch, but get a good pull off. Keep it clean. Moving on to the next section. Again, the same B voicing, and we have a slur part. Now here, when we move into this, really important is the bar, the first finger on the left hand. And really with the right hand, you can just sort of pick single note or strum a bit, hold the chord. Whatever comes out is going to be good. Still holding that bar. This is really important because now the bar is holding our bass note and string 2 for that pull off. So a really strong bar there. Tricky left hand. Get your stretch in. It's a lot of this type of hand shape. So here with a slur part, and then here I like to give it a little bend before we do our stop. When you do your stop, striking with the M finger and then bringing the hand down to cover the strings. Which then moves on to video 2 in this series, which is the rasgueo compás section. So be sure to check out that second video to see what comes next.